This summer I was lucky enough to spend my days paddling around in the beautiful clear water of the Adriatic Sea in Croatia. I'm an online teacher and most of my work is fixed to term time, so over the summer is the perfect opportunity for me and my family to go away. Because we were time rich in the summer, we decided to drive to Croatia from the UK all the way to Croatia in my very old Ford Galaxy.
Oh, the oil as well.
Oh look, it's got into the side. Oh, laying people down. Oh no.
So if you've ever wondered what it's like to travel over 1,000 miles across Europe with 3 small children, have a watch to find out. Hello everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm so excited because I've been wanting to make this video for a long time for you guys. So today, as it said in the intro, I'm going to talk to you about our trip to Croatia and travelling across Europe in my very old car with 3 young children. Now I'm not going to pretend that it was all perfect. Obviously we've got 3 young children, so there's quite a lot of, shouting and moaning and people saying they're bored. And it's actually not anything new to us. We have driven to Croatia 3 times in the past. So my children are they're quite used to it now. And how it all came about was really that time after COVID where everybody decided that they were going to go on holiday and they were going to go away because we'd been in lockdown for goodness knows how long. We wanted to go to Croatia because my husband's family's from Croatia, and we often visit. We've flown there many times, and we were looking at flight prices. And for the 5 of us to fly there, it was absolutely extortionate. It was really, really expensive from the UK. So my husband said to me,
"Hey, Amy, why don't we drive to Croatia?"
And I was like,
Yeah, okay, let's do it. What a great idea.
driving across Europe and driving long distances it's not a surprise to me, and it's not something that I'm not used to. When I was young, I remember just after the Berlin Wall came down, my family, my parents and me, we drove to Czechoslovakia as it was then, and that was like a real adventure, before sat-nav and stuff. And I've travelled quite a lot myself. I spent 5 years living in Asia, travelled quite a lot. My husband, obviously, he's been to Croatia many times because his family's from there. So it all started then, way back after I had finished teaching. And to prepare for a long trip, you need to do quite a lot of things. So my car's quite old and it had a broken number plate. So we had to get a new number plate, and the old one had to come off, and it had a bit that my husband had to Dremel on there and sort out. We had to stick the new number plate on. The old number plate was a little bit broken because it ran into a deer actually in Croatia once, so I was worried it was going to fall apart, so we definitely needed a new one. Then with everything packed, including my husband's mackerel, don't ask, and everything Tetrised into the car, it was time to go. It is the morning of leaving, and this week we are sponsored by coffee. First real tip for travelling with children long distance would be really to have them involved in the planning. Like I said before, we've done this trip several times, so my children knew what to expect, but we still involve them in the planning and the sorting out. We chose to take the ferry, and we chose to do that because it sort of gives a break. We would travel 3 hours by road, about 3 hours by road to the ferry. So it just comes as a natural point of getting out of the car, moving around a little bit. We'd probably have to have a stop anyway, around about that time. So it comes as a nice little break point. We're getting on the ferry, kids. Is it exciting, Valentina? Yes. See the lifeboats, the orange ones? We did it. We've done it. Whereas if we were taking the shuttle or through the tunnel, so you sit on a train, you're in your car on the train, you don't really get off and walk around. So I like the variety that you get on the ferry. The children go in the play area, they can walk around on deck. Then I find when they get back into the car in France, then they've got it all out of their system and they're ready to either have a nap or just for chill out time. It takes approximately 20 hours of driving time to drive from where I live in the UK all the way to Croatia, which is pretty much 2 days, and that is if there's no traffic. So that's about 1,169 miles. And what we did was we had a night in Frankfurt, close to Frankfurt, and then we stopped in inland Croatia with family before moving on to the coast. Once we got off the ferry and we were in France, we basically followed the sat-nav. And the last couple of times we've driven to Croatia, we have gone kind of straight into Belgium. This time the sat-nav took us through France a little bit more, which we were actually quite glad for, because Brussels is very, very busy. If you hit a lot of traffic around Brussels, it can take quite a while. So we went through France a little bit more from Arras and to Mons, and we went on a toll road. So some roads in Europe you have to pay for, not in Germany, but in some countries you have to pay for tolls. So we went on it was about €13, a really lovely toll road, pretty much just straight away all the way to the border of Belgium. Quick bit through Belgium, little bit through the Netherlands, and then we were into Germany.
Yeah, here we are, Germany.
Travelling across Europe with children can have its challenges, and I would advise anyone to do it to pack wisely. Use tech wisely, so maybe don't just give them a tablet straight away. Introduce it slowly, maybe have it as last resort, share it around. Audiobooks actually worked really well for us. We listened to some dilemma stories, and they were on the BBC Schools audio website. They were really good, had lots of conversations. We listened to a lot of music, so we went around, we had choices. We also scored like the music out of 10, so everybody had a choice, and then we scored them out of 10, which was kind of fun, because the children were able to give reasons for their opinions, which was really good, kind of speaking and listening activities. Getting all the learning in. They had a little map, so they kind of knew where we were going and what was coming up. We played lots and lots of games. One game was that somebody told a little bit of a story, and then somebody carried on the next bit of the story, and it went around and around and around, and that was some really lovely teamwork. We really enjoyed that one. And obviously there's sleeping, there's reading, there's colouring. My car at the back has got little tables, so it's quite easy for the children to do that. And they have their comfort things and their bag of toys. And of course, loads and loads of snacks. I found that what we were doing a lot of was explaining to the children. So talking to them about toll booths, talking to them about power stations.
Do you know what they are? It's a power station. It makes electricity. See, Valentina? So that's coming out of it. Can you see all of that? They're called cooling towers, but they look a bit like big chimneys, big white chimneys. It's steam, isn't it, Daddy?
Yeah.
Pointing things out, things that we would be like, oh, look at that. It really explaining what those kind of things were to the children, so that they could understand actually exactly what it was and maybe why it was significant.
See there, look. See there? Angle to face the sun. Yeah. Oh man, that's insane.
But actually it wasn't really that long before it was kind of getting dark. We were into Germany. Everyone was getting quite tired. We'd been driving in continental Europe now for about 6 hours. About 6 hours from when you get to Cali to where we stopped for the night, which is close to Frankfurt, a place called Wiesbaden. And we stayed in a budget Ibis hotel. We like budget Ibis hotels. They're really good. They're cheap and cheerful. You get breakfast, decent room. Yep, all good. Because we're a family of 5 though, we have to get 2 rooms. We always have this trouble with hotels. So we get the 2 rooms, and it works out well. My husband wins though, he only gets 1 child, I get 2. Good morning and welcome to Germany. We are in Frankfurt and we've got quite a good room actually, because we can just see the car down there, which has actually been quite a nice relaxing sleep. We'll have breakfast and we've got a long drive today, 10 hours. After we woke up and we showered, we went down for breakfast. Painted eggs, donuts, and the most random thing is the half an ice cream cone. So if you know what they are for, let me know. It was a long drive the next day, 10 hours, so we drove pretty much all the way, and we arrived in Croatia that evening. So we started off, we left the hotel about 9:30 and we drove through Germany. And my next kind of tip for travelling with children would be to embrace the unexpected. So we happened across this crash.
It's literally just happened. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh shit, the bits are still moving. Oh dear. Oh god, he's driving amongst it. Yikes.
I'll run it over.
That was right in front of us.
Oh, the oil as well.
He was there. Oh look, it's got into the side. Oh shit, they're flying people down. Oh no. Oh look, they're getting a high vis on.
Oh, get a video of it.
Crunch.
Tesla.
Oh, are they alright? Oh, nasty, nasty. Oh, the bloke. Oh, the poor bloke.
What, he got sprayed?
Oh, no.
A bus,
Oh, you can't park there, mate.
a bus hit another
Oh, nasty.
And further on, the weather got really terrible really quite quickly. Around about Nuremberg, so perhaps another 6 or 7 hours driving through Germany, we decided to come off the motorway and go to a really large music store that sells all kinds of instruments. We could have a nice break there. Children could look at guitars and drums and things, all the things that interest them, and we could have a little break, go to the little shop that we know is there that's really handy, and just stretch our legs. So that was our biggest stop really on that second day of travelling. Thomann is the world's biggest mail order music shop. It's really, really good. Kids loved looking around. There's so many different instruments you can look at with all kinds of price range. Really, really fabulous and a great spot for a break.
Look at the baby Christmas trees. Look at my side.
Yeah. Actually, yeah, they are baby Christmas trees, yeah.
And that's...
In Germany, believe it or not, there isn't actually any speed limit on the motorways. So that means that you do get lots of cars zooming past really quickly, which is quite alarming at first, but after a little while it makes for quite good entertainment. And then after what feels like quite a long time driving through Germany, we finally end up at the border with Austria. There are no hard borders because all the countries are in the Schengen area, so you have freedom of movement throughout. But you need to make sure before you go into Austria that you do have a vignette. A vignette is a payment that you have to give, and you have either a sticker in your car or you buy a digital vignette. It gives you permission, and it's kind of like, I guess, like a road tax to be driving through the country. This is the first year that we were able to buy a digital vignette, so we were able to do it all online, which is a lot easier than stopping at the border and trying to like buy a vignette. It's quite difficult. I could also buy it online for Slovenia as well, so I didn't have to stop again at the Austria-Slovenia border, could get it all in one go. And kind of from here the journey starts to get really quite different. It's a different feel as you go into Austria from Germany. The road starts to climb, temperature starts to drop, the weather gets a little bit more changeable, and you start to have a lot of tunnels. And we like to play a kind of guess the length of the tunnel or spot the tunnel game, which is a lot of fun. It was also starting to get dark at this point, and the roads were really quite bad. We had to slow down quite a lot, and had to stop in the mountains for diesel, and you could kind of feel the storm coming in. There are a couple of really long tunnels in Austria that you need to pay extra to go through. You can do this digitally, and then you have priority. You don't even need to pay, you can just go straight. It recognises your number plate, and then you're straight through the tunnel, which is what we did. The Glenelm tunnel and the Bosrock tunnel are two of these. And really, from that point on, once you go through a long tunnel underneath the city of Graz in South Austria, then you cross over the border into Slovenia. Slovenia is a really, really small country. It doesn't take long to travel through it at all. And then you're into Croatia. We travel around Zagreb, just around the outside of Zagreb, and then the town that we are staying in with family is called Karlovac. It's about 40 minutes outside of Zagreb, and we arrived there pretty late, about 11:30 that second evening. And as we came off the motorway, we drove through the very, very quiet town of Karlovac to see Grandma waiting for us outside the house, and we finally made it. The next few days were spent catching up with family in Croatia, swimming in some amazing rivers. And then after a few days we made the 3-hour journey down to the islands. So this is probably my favourite part of the journey actually. I love this route. The sea is so lovely, and we had a great welcome at the campsite.
Oh look, here's the dude. Yeah. Dobry dan.
Hello!
Dobry dan.
How you going? How you going?
Hello.
Good to see you, good to see you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I go.
Oh, we'll drive up outside the place.
We wait.
We'll wait for you up there.
Drink and I save place for you.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
You can see in the picture all of the equipment and all of the things that came out of our car. We pretty much managed to squeeze everything in for 5 weeks camping for 5 people. It's quite amazing being in your own car, because not only do you have the freedom of having your own car when you're there, but you get in your car to start the journey in England and you end it in Croatia. So yes, we held our wee for epic amounts of time.
It's been a long journey, hasn't it, boys?
Yeah.
And we held our wee in for like the longest ever. How long did you hold your wee for?
And we were thinking about the beautiful sea when we were high up in those mountains. But was it worth it? Absolutely. And will we do it again? We definitely will. Would you drive to Croatia? Let me know in the comments. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.